Hello, everyone. I just got home from watching Fantastic Four First Steps and just wanted to share some of my thoughts on it fresh out of the theater. And one of the things that I think resonated with me the most was I felt for once they got the thing right. The thing isn't miserable constantly. I mean, there's moments with a little bit of um not depression, but you can see him kind of have have a facial look where he's like a little down and then he like snaps right out of it. I thought the back and forth between him and Johnny was great. And I can't stress this enough how much the thing for once just felt like the thing. Although there was a weird thing that he grows facial hair now. But it's still rocky facial hair. I like Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Pedro Pascal was interesting as Reed, and they made a choice to make sure that you knew Reed was kind of a dick the way he looks at things, because he even talks in it about how flawed he is. I also thought it was an interesting choice for them to use Shah LaBeouf as the Silver Surfer, and they go into detail kind of how she became the Surfer, but we kind of know the story. It's not that much different from Norrin Radd's. How they get to that is interesting. I would say my one critique is I and Gambit, who was with me, also commented on it. The score to the movie felt like it needed to be a little stronger. There's scenes in it where it felt like you can't even hear the score, and I think it doesn't help the movie much, especially they go to Galactus's ship and there's a chase scene in there. And it's a chase scene where you want like the score to build up with it, and it really wasn't there. Uh, I did like that the movie is somewhat kind of timeless, trying to pick what era it's from. Like some of it looks like something out of Disney's World of Tomorrow at Epcot thing that they would have had back in the day. I would say they're going for something like scientific 60s, especially with like their version of Ed Sullivan. I really, really liked Galactus and how they brought him to life. I even like the Surfer in this more. It was not like that liquid Terminator metal shit that they did in that Rise of the Silver Surfer movie, and everything in this movie was better than that one with Miles Teller in it. God, that movie was fucking horrible. Someday there's gonna be a great documentary about what went wrong on that movie. Other than the fact that there's like the director was fired on it and someone else came in and finished the movie. It's just interesting stuff. But here's where I get a little off with this movie. I did not have as much fun in this movie as I did with Superman. Superman just was, to me, a better movie. But this is the best Fantastic Four movie we've had, and I know, it's low hanging fruit because the others have not been that good. The way they did the powers, the personalities, I did like Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. And they didn't make Johnny Storm an idiot in this. Again, there was some good banter. Even the way he kind of talks to Reed was good. And it's weird that it sounds like I think this movie's a bad movie, but I actually think it was a good movie. I just hate that it's so close to Superman that I find myself comparing them. There is an after credit scene that I don't feel was necessary, but it's there. And then it took me half the movie to realize Natasha Lyonne was in this damn movie, and I was like, oh, she becomes the Thing's love interest in it. Do I think you should watch it in the theaters? Yeah, I think strictly for me, just the scenes with Galactus, I'm happy I got to see it in a theater and enjoy it. Um, I just have. I really think if they had a better score to the movie, I would enjoy it more. There's parts of it where it's like a very like not as good Back to the Future theme going. I really liked Herbie, and when I first saw the initial teasers come out, they showed Herbie, and I was like, "Fuck, they got Herbie from the '60s cartoon in there. Yeah, this is cheesy." And then I'm watching, and I was like, "All right, they made me like Herbie." That I was not expecting. As for my score for this, I'd say I'm 3 out of 5, maybe 3.5. It's not bad, but it's missing something that takes it over the top. But I enjoyed this more than I have a bunch of the last Marvel movies that came out. I mean, way more enjoyable than the Captain America: Brave New World. Um, and I do have like one little gripe. We do see at the beginning Mole Man. Mole Man is in this movie a lot. I regret knowing that John Malkovich was going to be in this as the Red Ghost. We do see one of his super apes, but I just need to see John Malkovich wearing that like weird red fur coat with the white fluff on it and like hanging out with his apes. Uh, Again, it's a weird thing that maybe I'm the only one who like is sad that that's not in there, but just little gripe, and like I feel like I have a ton of little gripes that don't really affect the movie. It affects me, but I like I said, I enjoyed it. There was definitely moments where I laughed or I got excited about that really got me kind of leaning towards my seat. And I went to this movie theater for the first time. Epic Theaters, they have these power recliners, they serve beer. I had a little cider, so made the time go by quick. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the movie. I'd love to hear what you guys think of Galactus. I thought it was great to see on the screen. I really did, and especially compared to the cloud that we saw in Rise of the Silver Surfers. Anyway, take care. Thanks, and go see it in the theaters. Bye.